welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my new subscribers and my old subscribers. I'm just really happy to have so many people watching my channel. I have made a journal. It is the first journal I've made since February, although I've made bits of ephemera. This is definitely my first journal that I've made. I just haven't felt like a big project. However, I've really enjoyed working on this and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I just made it out of a really thick handmade paper. I've obviously tied some material around this which I've actually doubled up. It's quite long, so I wanted it to go around several times, and that just attaches on there so that it doesn't come off, it's not loose and hanging about. Inside I have lined with some lovely linen fabric that I actually made myself a tunic out of several years ago. I've lined the covers with that. I'm just going to check that I am in frame because it's quite wide, because it is a wraparound journal. Before I actually used Bonder web to stick the material down. I didn't want any glue seepage or anything, so I used Bonder web. It's worked really well. Before I did stick it down, I just stitched around because I didn't actually want any stitching to show on the cover side, but I just felt inside I wanted that bit of detail. As I go through, it's only a quick flip through, I'll just explain where I got people's printables. There aren't that many printables. I've used a lot of original ephemera. That said, the first page is one of Maureen Astrid's papers. I love her channel. I'll try and link her down below so you can go and check her channel out. She has gorgeous digikits and she makes some lovely ideas. So this is just one of her pages. The whole of this journal is nature themed, so obviously we've got the birds. I made a little cluster there just out of fabric and a button. Just felt it sort of went with the whole colour scheme. This is the back of one of Rachel at Roxy Creations, one of the printables I've got of hers. It's like coffee dyed. This is an idea from Shabby Dabby Doodah. Oops, that's from the other side. I can't remember, a long time ago she made these little fold outs. So obviously in there is a tag. You just take that out. There's writing space on the back. Pop that into there. You open it out and there's all that to journal in, and the back is just pretty. But what I have done over the coffee dyed page, I've just folded it over, clipped it on with that. I've made a little dangle out of some beads to alter the paper clip, and there I've just stuck on another journaling card. There's some just pretty paper here. I've been quite lucky this year from Car Boots. I've managed to get lots of different books. This was actually, I think, from a wedding planner book or a wedding guest. I think that was from that one. This is a lovely rustly paper bag. I have on a piece of paper there just decoupaged some napkin on, butterflies, and in here I've just popped some, this is I can't remember if I've had this, I think it might have been a free printable, like a seed packet front, and that's turned into a journaling card. And then I just got this from a vintage ladybird book all about birds, and I thought that was quite a nice little thing just to go in there for a bit of interest. Obviously you can put other bits and bobs in there. There's some writing paper there, a bird book page. Just left that as it is because it's quite interesting. It's actually from an old I Spy book. This was another one of Maureen Astrid's, and I've just shrunk it down, backed it onto some card, and it makes a good tuck spot. This is one of Patricia Viramontes, one of my favourites. One of her ideas. You make a sort of tag shape out of book page, pop a little pocket in the bottom, make another tag. For this obviously it's book page, and I've just decoupaged a napkin on there. Made a little collage here, and that just sits there, so that's like a floating pocket. Can be moved if you want to. Another journaling card there just with some butterflies on. Popped some fabric ruffle down there that I've sewn. Made a little collage here. That's a Tim Holtz butterfly just backed onto. That is an idea I get from Tsunami Rose. She just puts strips of paper together. This is from a lovely vintage flower book. Again, that was a book I got from the Car Boots earlier this summer. Pom-pom trim. I left that there just for some interest. A snippet roll that I've made there out of all different papers, and popped a little butterfly on just for a bit of detail. This is actually elephant poo paper from India. My friend bought me some back when she went on holiday last year, and the ladies sit by the river making it, and obviously it helps them and it's eco-friendly, and it's actually a lovely paper. An Edith Holden book page, I felt that just went with the colours. Some handwriting practice paper, I probably should use that myself. This is a little page topper I just made out of old scrap bits of paper that I've got. Popped a butterfly that side and that side. This is another vintage book I've bought at the car boots. It's actually a bird book, and that's actually the centre of my signature. It's obviously just a 3-hole pamphlet. It was a very long book, so I've folded up the edge, and obviously you've then got your room for pockets. Some more pom-pom trim there, and just felt I've tried to make each layout to match in a not too matchy way. So the sort of greys of this bird here, I've sort of matched with this wallpaper here that I've put on the flap just for folding out. This is another Roxy Creations idea. She made these a long time ago. Book page, you fold it double, and then you've got all that to journal in, but it's just quite a pretty little addition to your page. I'll tie that back up after. The writing paper just popped a snippet trim on there. The other side of the Edith Holden. This was, I can't remember where I've had this from, but this is another digital kit that I've got, and I just turned that into a little leaflet just because I felt that page needed a bit of something, and obviously the colours of that I felt went well with Edith Holden. We're back to the wildflower page here. I'm going to move over, hope I've not been out of frame. Wildflower with some lace trim. This was a freebie by G. Kerr, Happiness in Crafting, and then I just popped a little collage on there. And then this is from Tsunami Rose. I bought printables quite a while ago. They're just black and white, but for this kind of journal I think they're great. And then obviously you've got the whole of the back to write on, but I think it's from a specimen book, I guess. But I just felt that went quite well there, because obviously it's the black outline of the leaves with the black outline of the whatever it is on there. Something parsley, I think. Fabric flip, I do like to get one of these in every journal I make. Again, I just felt these colours went with these colours, and obviously with the joy of a fabric flip is that as you flipped it up you've got all that journaling space, but it's hidden away. This is a vintage book, I can't remember where that's from, the 1950s, I think that was a science book, and these are just some, I think these might be calico collage, and I've turned them into tags and just backed them onto some card, and just love the colours with that fabric. That's just a Patricia Viramontes style corner pocket. I was sent this in a swap I did probably February time, and I just felt I love this, how the ducks look like they're looking at the geese and vice versa. I turned it actually into a flip so that you've got all this to write on. Just an interesting page, again the I Spy book. This page, this is obviously the other side of the bird book, but I've scanned some of my embroideries that I've got. I then shrunk it down, cut it out, and I thought that made a really lovely flip, especially with this that I'd made, again the colours going. And I've just turned this into a notepad, so you've got lots of writing space, but at the same time it's quite interesting. This is the other side of the bag, and again I've just popped interesting things in here. This is a freebie from Artie Mays into a tag, and this was a book, another bird book I got at a car boot, and I just thought that was quite interesting. It just goes with the whole nature theme of the journal. That's a collage I just made to cover up something on the back of the bag. This might be Shabby Dabby Doodah, might be Patricia Viramontes, I can't remember, but basically it's another book page. Fold it in half, obviously put your coffee dye paper in the middle, lots to write on. On the tuck here there's a tag, Edith Holden page, with I've just put some paper on the back so you can write. And this, I can't remember where I've had this from, and that's on coffee dyed, and that again is just quite a nice little, just to pretty that little page up. And then the last page, well, last but one, this was an idea I saw on Sonya Stepto, I will link her, and she might have used Flower Fairies, I can't remember. I love these because I thought they were so in keeping with the journal. And basically it's like a long piece of paper. In fact, I had to join because I hadn't got one long enough. You put an image on every other side. So for example, that one's plain, that one's got a card on, and it's just plenty to look at but plenty to journal on. But the joy is when you fold it up, it is so flat, because I do struggle not to make chunky journals, so I love that because there's a lot of writing space but very flat. Because it does leave a plain one that side, I just wanted to pop another postcard on there, so I just thought I'd clip that on. And actually, let's just get that on there properly. The postcard that I have clipped on, I'll clip that on real. I absolutely love him. He's got such a hands in his pocket, whistling a tune. He just looks like a cheeky little fairy. The other side of the coffee dyed printable from Rachel, and obviously that backs the other side of Maureen Astrid's printable there. And I did contemplate putting pockets in here, but I don't know, there's something about quite as it is, you know, it's very nature coloured, the browns, the greens, but with plenty of interest hopefully in there. So that is all I've got for today. It is going to be listed on my eBay shop. I'm still not opening Etsy. If I can get round to sorting my embroideries, somebody to help me work out the technology of getting them to be able to be turned into scans to download, I'm hoping to reopen my Etsy shop for that. But in the meantime, this will be in my eBay shop. And that's all I've got for today. And thanks for stopping by. Bye bye.